Hello dear lovely students of grade 5, this exercise 7.2. Question number 1, they ask you shade each scale to match the percentage. Like in A, they say to match 57%. Like if you see this is 0, 10, 20, you go to 50, and then you say this is 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57. So you shade from 0 up to what? Up to 57. In this case, you're going to shade all this from here. We shade all this from here, from the beginning. We keep going up to what? To the 57. This is what we're going to shade. And this is how we shade it. Shade all this part up to 57. This is how your part you shade it. It should be this way. Now we shade 57%. Now we have the second one. They ask you shade up 81%. Like you need to see where is 81%. It is up to here. Then you shade up to 81 with the same idea. Like you keep shading it up to 81. You can complete this part this way. Now you shade 81%. You can go to the other part in here. And in this question, they ask you to write each fraction as percentage. We know to make fraction percentage, put in your mind one thing. You are grade 5. In grade 5, to make fraction, like fraction to percentage, we say fraction to percentage. Just make the denominator 100. Make the denominator 100. Look at question number 1. Denominator is already 100. Yes. So immediately 9%. This question, denominator is 2. To make 200, you need to multiply it by 50. Then multiply by 50 up and down. You multiply by 50 up and down. You multiply both by 50 up and down. When you multiply by 50 up and down, you will get what? You will get 50 over 100. 50 over 100. 50 over 100, it will be equals to what? The 50%. Equals to what? The 50%. You have 1 over 4. To make 1 over 4 percentage, you need to make the denominator 100. This denominator, you need to multiply it by what? By 25 up and down. So you multiply by what? By 25 up and down. So you multiply up by 25 and you multiply also down by 25. When you multiply by 25 up and down, you will get 25 over 100. Then this 25 over 100, to make it percentage, you'll say this is equals to 25%. Put this in your consideration. Let's go to the question after. They ask you shade the diagram to represent the percentage. They want us to present the percentage above here, 9% and the 50% and the 25%. If you would like present them, so you need to make sure like everyone here is 100. So to present the 9%, you need to actually shade 9. Like you go and shade what? Shade 9 of them to shade 9% or to make 9%. When you shade 9 of them, that will be 9%. The second one, you need to shade 50%. So you need to shade 50 of them. Like what? Like you count here. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You shade all these to make 50%. When we shade these, now we shade what? 50% of our shape. Okay, so the question after, we need to shade what? 25%. 25%, you need to shade 2 and then half of the third column. So to make for you what? 25%. Second one, you need to shade 25%. So you do the same idea. This is what you start from here. Those are 2. And this from the third one, you shade only 5. Like you count 1, 2, 3. This is 4, this is 5. From this one, you shade only what? Only 5. Okay, this is will be what? Will be shading 25%. So now you keep shading all these to make 25%. Now you're representing exactly what? 25%, which is each one of them 10, 10. 2 of them will be 20. And from the third one, you shade 5 only. It will be 25%. Let's go to the question after. They say find each fraction as percentage. You have 15 over 100. You write it as 15%. Then you have 35 over 100. You write at 35%. Then you have 1 over 2. When you have 1 over 2, you need to understand you multiply by 50 up and down. So you times here by 50. And you multiply also the down one by 50. When you subtract by 50 up and down, or you multiply by 50, sorry, up and down, you will get what? You will get 50 over 100. This 50 over 100, if you would like to make it as a fraction, you just say what is equals to 50%. So you're going to keep working here and say this one is equals to 50%. The one after is already given, denominator is 100, so you write it immediately, 95%. This one, you need to multiply up and down by what? By 25. So you multiply by 25 up and down because you have 4. Remember, like you need to memorize some multiplications to help you a lot immediately to know which number you're going to multiply by it. When you multiply by 25 up and down, you will get 75 over 100. And 75 over 100, you can go immediately and finish your work and write it what? 75%. Some questions to help you. You need to know when you have 2, you need to multiply by 50 to make it 100. If you have 4, you need to multiply by 25 to make it 100. If you have 5, you need to multiply by what? By 20 to make it 100. And if you have 10, you need to multiply it by another 10 to make it 100. And this is only what required from you as you are a student in grade 5. So they will not giving you more than this denominator. But you need to remember, if it is 50, you multiply by 2 and it's 25, you multiply by 4 and it's 20, you multiply by 5. So look at the one after here, this is already 17 over 100 is already percentage. You write immediately it's 17%. The one after is 8 over 100, so you write it 8%. The one after, you need to multiply up and down by what? By 25. So you go multiply up and down by 25, the same as you did for here. And then you go multiply up and down by 25. And when you multiply up and down by 25, you will get actually 25 over 100. And when you say 25 over 100, now it become what? Denominator become 100. You can immediately go and finish your work. You write it what? It is 25%. The one after, they say what? It is 5%. The one after is 55%. They ask you to shade each of the grid if your answers on this grid. Like the answers, you get them on top, shade them here. Like the first one is 15%, you go see where's 15%, 15% is over here. For 15%, the 35%. 35%, you see where is the 35%, we say this is 15%, then we see the 35%, where is it? It's here. Then we have 50%, we'll look for the 50%, where is it? 50% is over here. Then look for the 95%, it's here. Then we look at the 75%, it's over here. Then we look for the 17 is here. We'll look for the 8 is over here. Then the 25 is here. Then the 5 is here. And then the 55 is here. Okay, they say what letter related. So when we shade all of them, they will be shaded. Then will be the shape look like this way. All of them will be shaded. So this will be the letter. So the letter is going to be letter what? It's letter P. So you're going to write it P. Question number 4. They say Marcos represent 9% in different ways. Some of them are wrong. Okay, remember, like 9%. Like to change percentage to decimal, we need to divide it by 100. So 9 to change it to decimal, we say what? We change it to 9. We say divide 100. And 9 divided 100 is equal to, you put decimal point after 2 digits, 0.09. Then this one is correct. This is fraction. If you look this fraction is 9 out of 10. This fraction is what? Is 9 out of 10. And 9 out of 10 is not equal to 9% because 9% it is 9 over 100. So this one is wrong. So we could say this one immediately is wrong. This is wrong, or we cross it because they ask us to put cross and the one that's wrong. And immediately this one is also going to be wrong because this 9 over 10, we say it's 9 over 100. And this is also wrong because we say 9% is equal to 0.09, not equal to what? To 0.9. This one is correct. 900 is also correct because 0.09 is 900. 9 over 100, this one is correct. 9/10 is wrong. So this will be your options. Let's go to the question after. Let's explain what Marcus has done wrong. Okay, we said Marcus should or Marcus must put 9% as 9 over 100. When he put it as for 9 over 100, then as decimal, then as decimal must be B 0.09, not 0.9. And as fraction, it must be 9 over 100, not 9 over 10. And in the diagram, must shade 9 out of 100, not out of 10. Let's go to the question after. The said draw lines to join each fraction to the equivalent decimals. Like fractions to decimal, like if you want to make fractions to decimal, this is the 7 over 10 already ready. So you write it 0.7 immediately. This is 1 over 2. You make the denominator 10 or 100. If you would like to make it 10, you multiply by 5 up and down. Then it will be 5 over 10, and 5 over 10 is equal to 0.5. And if you make it 100, it will be 50 over 100, and it's also is equal to 0.5. This is 3 over 10. Immediately, you put decimal point after one digit, it's going to be 0.3. Now you could see like which one you really like to join. Like 7 over 10, you join it with 0.7. This is 0.7. So immediately you join those together. And the 1 over 2, you join it with a 0.5. So 0.5 goes with 1 over 2. And then the 3 over 10, it goes with 0.3. Then you join 0.3 with 3 over 10. And that's how you should just join each one of them. Let's go to the question after. Or let's move to the question after. This question, they said the diagram contain unequivalent fractions, decimal and percentage. This is 4 over 10. This is equal 0.4 is equal to 40%. Complete the diagram. This is 0.5. 0.5 is decimal. Decimal, to make it fraction, you just put it over. You see, 5 is one digit, so it's going to be 5 over 10. When we say 5 over 10, immediately put in your mind this fraction 5 over 10, you need to simplify. When you simplify, you divide up and down by the same number. You divide both of them by 5. 5 divided 5 is equal 1, and 10 divided 5 is equal to 2. So it will be 1 over 2. If you would like to change decimal to percentage, just multiply by 100. 0.5 multiplied by 100 is equal to 50. So it's 50%. Because you put decimal point after two digits, you have one digit, and you don't have another number, so you put 0. 8 over 10, immediately, you make it what? 0.8 as decimal. And as percentage, you make denominator 100. You multiply by 10 up and down, and it will be 80 over 100, which is mean 80%. Let's go to the question after. They say this fence has 10 sections of equivalent length. Omar paint these section of the fence. What percentage of fence does Omar paint? Let's count. Well, how many paint? Like we need the percentage. Like we say 1, 2, 3. Those are 3 out of what? Out of 10. And 3 out of 10, it will be what? It will be 30%. As percentage is going to be what? 30%. What fraction of fence is not painted? Not painted, you count all of them. We need it as fraction. Not painted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7. 7 out of what? Out of 10. Because we need as a fraction. They say here is a grid of 10 squared. What fraction of the grid is shaded? Count them. Like those two, you count them as 1. Then this is 2, 3, 4. Those two as 5. And this one as 6. So as a fraction, is equal to what? Is equal to 6 over 10. Over 10. And the 6 over 10, you can write it in simplest form, divide both of them by 2, that will be 3 over 10. They say write this fraction as decimal and percentage. The fraction, you write it as decimal when it's right to 6 over 10 as decimal, it's going to be 0.6. And if you would like to make it like percentage, you can multiply 0.6 by 100, or you can multiply this 10 by 10 up and down, or 6 over 10 by 10 up and down to make the denominator 100, and that will be equal to 60%. That's what we should do. Question number 9, they say look at this set of fractions and percentage, and they ask you what? Write down 4 numbers, equivalent fractions and percentage. Each set had 3 equivalent fractions and percentage. Like 75%. 75% is equal to what? Like we need to see all those could be as 75%. 75% we know goes with 3 over 4. Or this is 3 over 4 and then 75%. And also goes with this 30 over 4. Because 30 over 4 is the same as 3 over 4. So those 3 goes together. I can circle this one this way. Goes with this one. We circle it this way. Goes with this one. We can circle it this way. And goes with this one. We can circle it this way. Then the 10%. Let's go with the 10%. The 10%, the same as 10 over 100. Okay, let's have them as a group. And then we say what? We go to the 10%. 10%. And we have 10 over 100 goes together. And we have 1 over 10, it also goes with them. Now we need to look for the fourth one. The fourth one is going to be what? Look at this, like this one over. No, it doesn't work. This doesn't work. This is when we say 15. Divide 15 is 1, divide 15 is 10. So this one goes with them. So now we say those, the 3 goes together. Then with the 10%. Those are grouped together. Now we need to look at the 25%. The 25%, we see goes with which group? Exactly. Like this percentage is 25%. The 25%, we know it goes with the 1 over 4. Then we need to see another one. It looks like it. Like this one is also goes with them. Okay. Then what else goes with them? It also goes with them. The 25 here. This one. Say it goes with them is 25 over 100. Those goes together. Then you have the 1 over 2 goes with the 50 over 100, goes with this one, goes with 50%. Like we can have for them different colors. So instead of not mix them together, this one, we can go with a different color, like what? Like let's go with the green. This one, let's go with a different color. For example, like let's go with, let's say, this color. Okay. I need to do this one again. So I could have different color here for these. Because those are different than those. Yes. Like this, our group. To say write four fractions, a set of equivalent fractions and percentage, each one of these. Like now, we could write like what? As the four we mentioned here, we say 75 over 100 goes is equals to what? We say is equal to 3 over 4. And we say that's equals to 30 over 40. And that's equals to 75%. This is set number one. We can go to set number two. We could say also like what? It is 10 over 100 is equals to 150 over 100, sorry, 15 over 150. And this is equals to 1 over 10. And this is equals to 10%. Another group, we could go with what? With the 50 over 100 or 50 over 200. Which is equals to 1 over 4 is equals to 25 over 100 is equals to 25%. Those are for growth from each one of them. Now they say complete the table for the fraction you did not use. The fraction I did not use, which is 3 over 10. 3 over 10. I want to make equivalent, the same thing, for like look like that one. When I say 3 over 10, I can make one of them is 30 over 100. When I make the other one, I could just like multiply by what? By any number you want. Like you can multiply by 4 up and down, okay? And 30 multiplied by 4 is equal to 12, and it's going to be 12 over 40. And that's which is equal to 30%. That's all for this exercise. So please don't forget to subscribe and to like the video, and see you next time, and goodbye.